In this tutorial, we'll create a beautiful infinite ring from scratch in Rhino using a simple and efficient jewelry CAD workflow. I'll take you through the key steps to build and refine the design. If you enjoy jewelry CAD tutorials, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more. Hello guys, in this video we're going to do an infinity ring, which I'm pretty sure if you're into this business, you have seen a lot of models on the internet. I'm going to shoot a basic one and show you how to do it in the easiest way possible. There is tons of ways to do it, but I'm trying to do my best to show you the easiest way possible. The first thing you need is a circle, which is your ring rail or the ring size. Then you will select the ring rail or ring size, find the length of the ring. It's 58 millimeter in this case. I'm going to draw a 58 millimeter line, must be exact size. Then I'm going to put it in the center because I want to use the mirror and rotate, so I need the center. Then I'm going to draw a line on both sides and offset it to 8. It will show me the border of my design. The next thing I need, let me put it in a different color. The next thing I need is something like a pure shape. Make it inside, and then I'm going to mirror it. We can turn on the points, use the set point command, just in the X direction, put it in the same point, then join them, use the rotate, copy will be on yes, and put another one on the other side. And then try to find the size that you need. I'm going to use the offset, for example, 1.4, maybe 1.2 is more reasonable. So I'm going to put it back. I'm removing this one. In all of my designs, the history is on. So if you see that I'm moving this part and the other one is also moving, that's the reason. And I suggest you guys to do the same thing. So I need this line to be passed. So this is now what I need. We just pass a little bit. It's not a big deal because we're going to connect the shank. Probably disappear. The next thing that I'm gonna do, use this line to trim these parts. And now I need to use the blend command to blend these two curves together, but I need a sweep. Now I have these curves which I want to join. If I join them together, they will become one solid line, so which I don't like, which I cannot use the sweep to command. So the one thing that I'm gonna do is draw an extra line very close to the main line. Use rotate command with the copy yes, trimming the lines. I think I have to explode this one. To do the same thing over here. Now I want to make sure that I don't have extra lines, so I'm going to do the blend again. Now I can join these lines together. Now I have one, two rail. Becomes two rail. I have to join all of them. Yeah, now two open curves will make a straight sweep. The next thing is make cross section. You need the endpoint. In this part of the design, make sure your project is on. I select a line, rebuild it to the 6 point with the degree on 3. Pull it up. This is your profile that you can shape it. It depends on your design.
So because I want to make sure I have aligned points, I'm going to use the set point, X and Y, select it. Now I'm going to use the rotate again from the midpoint, copy is on. Now I'm going to make a copy again. I told you to just make sure the project is on. And now I'm going to select this one from midpoint and put it on this midpoint. And then I'm going to top view, use the rotate command, and find the true snap and just snap it. Then you have to scale it in 1D. Make sure you use the 1D scale from midpoint to the endpoint, and then add a little bit more height to this part. Make sure this part of dump is higher than the other two cross sections. Now we're going to use the sweep to command. I'm going to the top view. I really like to have very oriented and clean ISO curves, so I'm going to add some slash, have some better ISO curves. I'm happy with it. Now I'm going to add the thickness. So the first thing that I need to close these parts. So I'm going to draw a line in here, use planar surface, one curve in here and one curve at the top. I will do the same thing, planar surface, and just join them together and use cap command. Now it's closed, but there is a little bit gap in here. So there is lots of ways to avoid to making this gap, but since this gap is so easy and makes our job easy, so we're going to use the extract surface, copy on yes. We select the surface, go to the top. You change the orientation of your gumball, you use your right click on your mouse on the gumball, and then change it to the object, and then extrude it inside the body of the ring. And the only thing that you have to do is find the midpoint of your curve, the red one, which is our ring size. Copy on yes, and just rotate it and put them in the same group. So now you can have the shape that you can see. The width, the height, everything that you want to do in this design is based on your idea and based on your design and requirements. If you have a customer or this is your own collection, you have to find the thickness in your own style. And if you have a solid ring like this one, you don't want to make it halo. You can, if you're not happy with the result in the height and you just pass the history and you broke the history, you can just go to the front view, use a scale 1D project is on, find the center and just scale it to the top. And you can have extra height in here. And if you want to make sure that you have the height that you like, you can just give it a try, just flow it, use the base curve to the target, and you can see how it will looks on the ring. So since it's a solid ring, so I can just use the scale. I have no problem with that. But it was Halo. If it was Halo, I had to redesign it from beginning. So now I'm happy with the shape. And if you just did the flow and you saw something like this, the only thing that you have to do because the history is on, you just have to hold shift and rotate the target curve 45-degree and then 90 degree, and then you have your object at the top. So I'm going to remove it because I'm going to add the shanks and then I'm going to flow them all together to the top. I need another line here on both sides. 1 point. I think one is enough because it's a small ring. We're going to add curves and add points in it, 6 points and 3 degree. We could move it in 1 millimeter top and use set point again, this time in just one. axis, which is the y-axis, to make sure that I have aligned points. And then I'm going to use the strip, or I can just extrude it. It doesn't matter because it's just a straight shank. And if you like your design like this, once you want to be in a straight line, you can be happy with this. Just add the thickness and flow it. But if you want to do something more on it and have more realistic or more organic shapes in it, you can just use the cage edit, select the points, bring it up, and remove the cage. I usually uh, turn off the showing eyes curve because I like to see my design in a plane shape without any extra lines in it. And then I'm going to draw an extra line here, move it to 2 millimeter inside, extrude it, use the split, and then I'm going to make a solid piece, join, and then cap. I'm going to put it in block. I'm going to hide this part, and then using loft command to make surface, and then I will use the cap to make it solid. And then I can use shell to make a hollow shank. And sometimes like this, you can see there is some issue with the shell command, which is sometimes happen. It's a very easy task to do. Just use the extract ISO curve, find the current points, add some ISO curve over there, explode the parts, use trim, and clean the surface. I think I lost the whole surface. I have to make sure on the other side. Oh yeah, on this side I don't have the correct one. I have to change my ISO curve. This one is over here. And then clean it. When you clean it up, you just have to reveal these surfaces again. Just remove the surface at the start and the bottom. Just use blend surface. Make sure you put them on tangency and lock this and check the whole surface. If it's clean, then press OK. We're going to do it again. Blend surface. We will check the surface. Not happy with this part, you can see there's an issue over here. So how we can solve this one, since we know the other commands, we can use like something blend curve or something, but the easiest way is just go up, add another ISO curve, go higher, and then do blend surface scan. Check it. Yeah, I'm happy with the results. Join them and then cap. Now we have solid, correct poly surface without any naked edge or non-manifold edge. I'm going to bring back all the objects, put the shank in the group, use the rotate command, copy is yes. And now I'm going to select all of them and flow them. As you can see, sometimes flow go upside down, so I'm going to redo it. It will solve automatically. This is the result of this design. I believe I show you a few techniques that you can use, how to make the shank hollow, how to add the solid part at the bottom of the ring, because maybe in the future you need resizing or repairing the ring. That will be helpful on the bench. And you have the very beautiful infinity ring, which is timeless design. Every day you can wear it and you can find it in the market. I hope you will like this video. Don't forget to like this video if you like it, and don't forget to subscribe for the upcoming tutorials and in the future videos.